There's something we learned last year through failure. Not everything is a success. We grew 2 crops of peas and we didn't get them trellised properly, so we didn't get anywhere near the harvest we thought we would. So this year we're really going to build our trellises heavy duty. We're using cattle panels and T-posts. We're going to grow peas and cucumbers on it. Stay tuned, we're going to show you what we're doing. So we grew our cucumbers in this area last year, and we didn't get that good a success as we had hoped. This is a low area, and you can see we're digging up. We have some grass coming through the wood chips, so we're installing this trellis, and then we're digging up all the grass clumps, and we're going to build a raised bed of organic matter underneath the trellis. We're going to use this trellis to grow a spring sweet pea crop, then we're going to grow our cucumbers, and then we're going to grow a fall sweet pea crop. So we felt it was definitely worth the investment to build a real heavy duty trellis so that we can grow 3 crops on it. It'll pay for itself. And actually we're doing 2 trellises side by side. We've installed the first one. We have 3 cattle panels from Tractor Supply. We had a bunch of T-posts on the property, so we're just repurposing those. And they gave us these free aluminum clips to go on with the cattle panels. But they're really kind of substandard. What we did, so we got 3 cattle panels that are 16 feet long, 48 feet. Our traditional row is 50 feet long, 3 feet wide, or 30 inches actually. So we laid them out centered in the front and the back of the trellis. We have about 1.5 feet of area there. And we went in and we pounded the T-post in about every 5 feet in between. And then we have one on each of the ends as we do here. We put the clips on. As you can see, when the clips go on, then we bend them around with the channel lock. Let me grab a clip. So these clips are made for attaching cattle panel and fencing to the T-post. And you just bring it around, you clip it on, and it comes around this side and push that part down. And since some of these are bent a little bit when they come out of the package, and you just pull that down and you bend it back a little bit and it'll hold the panel right in. But since we're making a permanent trellis, we're going to bend this piece around here. And a little tip for y'all that aren't super handy, there's a curvature in the channel locks, and use that curvature to your advantage when you're doing things, and it'll make it a lot easier and you'll have a lot better success in getting the job done and making it look good. So we just go ahead and bend this around, flip the tool around. You can see how I use that to bend the wire better. And we, oops, a little bit soft. The aluminum's soft, so my strength bent that, and that's on there now. That's not going anywhere. So then we take a file and just take off these burrs, and I'm also hitting the bottom of the cattle panel right here, so when you're grabbing peas or something, you don't scratch your hands all up. Spend a little bit of time now and clean up the roughness so you'll protect your hands later on when you're harvesting. So to start out on our second trellis, we've gone ahead and we flagged out the beds where they're all going to be in this area. And now what we want to do is make it parallel to this trellis. So what we do is we take furring strips, we have these around, and just cut a slant on one end to make them easy to pound in the ground then. And then we cut a notch here with I just used a little hand saw, and then when we tie string around, it'll stay exactly where we wanted to put it. So we went ahead and we put a stake here, and we go down to the other end and put a stake there, and we put a piece of rope in between them, and then we've measured the rope to this rope where the other trellis is here, and then went down and on that end and measured the rope to the other rope from the first trellis there to ensure they're parallel. So I've gone ahead and I put the first stake in, and because we're planting peas and cucumbers on this trellis, we're going to use a lot of marigold and nasturtium to help deter the cucumber beetle. So we left a spot back here. We're going to put a nice calendula or a marigold bunch right in this area for the odor to deter those beetles. So then we put this first post in. I'm going to go put the next post in. We'll tie a string on the 2 posts so that we can, the next successive posts that go in, we can get them approximately the same height. So we've attached the line to the to the last post and to the first post, and we've put all the T-posts in now at approximately the same level. It's time to put the cattle panels on. So here we have a situation where the crossbar of the cattle panel is on the nub, so just give it a whack, either up or down to get it above it or below it, and then you can secure your clip. Or you can try to secure your clip. That's it, and then I'll bend these around and file them off to make it safe. So there you have it. We've put up all the cattle panels. We're going to now go back and we're going to clean up and rebend all these ties, and I'll give you a quick highlight on that. And there you go. So it cost us about $120 for the cattle panels. We had the T-posts that we repurposed. And we expect to once again plant peas. Again, remember they're nitrogen fixing, so we're going to plant those here in the spring. Then we're going to chop and drop the foliage when they're done and let it compost right in place. Plant the cucumbers in there. Hopefully they'll take advantage of that nitrogen fixing. And then in the fall we're going to plant the peas again. Stay tuned. We're going to show you exactly how we're preparing these beds, and we're going to plant those peas today. Thanks again. If you like these videos, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, tell your friends. And remember, this is the year of the giveaways, and this is February the 26th. This is Yarrow month. Make sure you make it over to that video and say, I'd like some yarrow too. Thanks again. Give us a thumbs up. Come grow with us.